Hello everybody, I'm Spark249, welcome to episode 4 of Let's Play the Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're going to jump straight into doing an ending, and we're going to turn right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So, of course...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right, of course, when I went this way last episode, that was to do with confusion ending down that maintenance elevator. But I'm actually continuing this way now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, now there are two very similar endings in this very room. What are they called? Will cause death. Let's jump. Whee!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That's the powerful ending. Very simple.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
What? Okay. So as I just said, that was the powerful ending. There's a very similar
ending.
ending.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
So going back the exact same way.
This room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And while I'm going, you can hear the slight variations in what the narrator can say as I pass through the rooms.
Stanley was so bad at following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This one's a little bit more difficult, but is nearly the same. All you have to do is step onto the elevator and then back off of it.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Okay, this is the cold feet ending.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Your clumsiness has caused me to die. Okay, so those are two very similar and very quick endings. Oh good, the short route.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now,
the lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Of course, going this way as a whole is disobeying the narrator. But there's actually a way to disobey him even further.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
And that way is on this little walkway
Stanley,
here.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. We're in the basement.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, Stanley did not.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red. Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I think he's trying to tell me something.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go.
Ooh.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Seems safe.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay. I don't think this actually matters in the slightest. I think it just might minorly changes what he replies with.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ooh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Oh look, good old Neil is in first place. Oh, let's see who's lower. Okay. Okay. That's quite low. And in 9,328, Stanley 427, which is me. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? I am objectively ranked 9,328 out of 9,328. Story of my life.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Maybe if I was near the top of the leaderboard, but right at the bottom, I don't see the point. 1.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Certainly.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
What are we playing? Tetris Pong? Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Now, this is the only branching path I will not be doing both branches of. Because he's not joking. This is the branching path to access the art ending. And it only happens if you play this game for 4 hours. And 2 hours in, he adds in a second button, which will stop a puppy from being lowered into a pool of piranha. I'm not doing that, so bye, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over.
Oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
What other games does the narrator own?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, what are we playing now? Oh, Minecraft!
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
I can't
At
jump.
last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
It's absolutely splendid, and if I ever do get around to recording episodes of me playing through Minecraft, I may not be the best builder in the world, but I promise you I will do better than this.
Isn't it grand?
Yes,
Isn't it perfect?
Superb.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Oh, wonderful.
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Can we not build a good house instead? Seriously. I can't even jump. All I can do is fall. Is it playing the Minecraft music? Look at that mountain in the distance. Well, you don't have a lot of choice as to where you can actually go. It's quite cleverly built so that there's one place to go, and it's down. Ooh.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Does it look like I've brought a light? Give me a coal and give me a stick. Why is that stone up there slightly green?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't say this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, what are we playing now? The narrator apparently does not appreciate Minecraft. This one's taking its time. This seems familiar.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
It's Portal.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be?
Whoops.
I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Well, this is Test Chamber 0.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Oh, yes. And it's actually possible, as in Portal 1, in the first test chamber, it's possible to permanently fail this first puzzle by getting the cube stuck on the other side of this door. And although you can also do it in this, I'm not doing it simply because it'll take too long to go through the game's ending all again. But you get a very small observation from the narrator wondering how you failed a very, very simple puzzle. But all you do is put the weighted storage cube on the Super Collider button, and let's go. There's no material emancipation grid.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
And
I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work. And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
Oh. Goodbye, narrator. Whee! Everything's still under construction. Alternative iteration 14 of Office Space C. Ceiling light developer texture. Work in progress, some markings for filing cabinets. This is really quite interesting. Now, what is this? You may be thinking. And if I remember correctly, I believe this is... Oh, look! 2 doors room. I believe this is actually the original version of the Stanley Parable. Or at least an homage to it. Employee number 427's office. Seems quite a bit different. I can't remember if oh, there we are.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And there's the end. There we are. So that was quite a meta ending, if you will. But, yes, I believe I'm going to end this episode here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Spark249. Have fun.